Well, hello, how are you doing? This is the S. Anthony Says podcast. This is the S. Anthony Thomas, and this is episode number 309. Oh yeah, how are you doing, Bastard Army? How are you doing? Are you ready? Folks, I'm telling you right now, I didn't even know whether or not I was going to be able to do this podcast, because if you went by the actual weather reports for the area on Friday, they made it seem like Jesus was going to come back and 7 horn something was going to come out of the water, and 6 meteorites were going to come down and destroy the whole East Coast and all of that crap, and Zeus was going to come busting out and all of that crap. They made it sound like that. Oh, the storm is coming. It's going to be 9 million hour winds and everybody in the world's going to blow up and And was it a bad storm? Yes, it was a bad storm. Was there snow? Yes, there was snow. Was there sleet? Abso-freaking-lutely there was sleet. Was it intense? Absolutely it was intense. Was it good if you did not go out? If you didn't have to go out? You're damn right, which is why I didn't go out. I looked out the window and I saw the mess outside, and I'm thinking, I'm glad I'm not dealing with that crap. And just like every other time when there's snow and sleet and there's bad road conditions, you look outside and what do you see? A bunch of jackasses and SUVs driving 80 miles an hour on the ground, even though the ground is covered in sleet and ice. What a bunch of dopes. But here's the thing. I remember looking at the weather reports, and I noticed they talk about the snowstorm and all of that. But what they also said was that the day after the storm, it was going to be close to 50 degrees outside. Now, if it's close to 50 degrees outside, that means one thing and one thing only. If it's 50 degrees outside the day after a snowstorm, guess what? There's not going to be any snow outside when you wake up in the morning. Or at least it's not going to be that much. And what happened? Now you go out at nighttime, there's snow all over the place. You wake up and you go outside in the morning and damn near all the snow is gone. Oh yeah. If you had a long trip and you decided you were going to sleep in and you slept in and you woke up in the afternoon instead of in the morning and nobody told you about the storm, you probably would have not even known there was a storm. And I like it that way, damn it. Now, why did I bring up the storm? First of all, it was a big deal on the East Coast, but also when I decided to start driving around and running my errands because the snow was gone, I started to notice the way that the neighborhood had been changed. And I go to see some relatives in Philly and I see how everything you look around and all you saw was trees ripped up and on top of people's cars and trees inside of people's houses. And sometimes the tree would fall into the middle of the street, or a tree would fall away from the houses and the cars. And it made me think. People. And I'm starting to be a little suspicious. of the trees, my friend. Because I started to notice that everybody that had a tree that fell into the middle of the street and didn't fall into the house and didn't land on the car was the house of somebody that I know for a fact was really, really nice to their tree. And everybody that had a tree on top of their car or a tree on top of their house, it was always someone who was a piece of crap to the trees. And I'm starting to think that it's not a coincidence that seems to happen sometimes. Yeah. I'll be honest with you folks. I'm going to say this. You're going to think I'm crazy, but I'm telling you right now, just give it some thought. I'm thinking that the trees planned that crap. Yeah, I said it. I know what you're thinking. You're crazy, man. Oh, I'm crazy. Well, let me see if who's crazy when I tell you these stories of this story, okay? And we'll just see if I'm crazy or if maybe you just don't know what the hell you're talking about, punks. I've had trees in front of my houses before, right? And when I get out of my car, I park in front of a tree. When I get out of the car, sometimes the tree is in a position where I need to actually balance my hand on the tree to get myself to walk past the tree, because I want to park as close to the curb as possible, because people are driving down the street like idiots and I don't want my car sideswiped. So what do? I get out of the driver's side, I close the door, and I lean on the tree with my hand to step over certain things so I can get into the house. And you know what I do when I touch the tree? I say to the tree, "Thanks, good buddy. You're a good tree." And I pat the tree the same way you pet your pet dog. I do that almost every day. And my neighbor has a tree in front of their house too. And he also likes to park in front of the curb as close as, he's kind of like me in the fact that he likes to park close to the curb. And he also has to lean on the tree when he gets out of his car to go into his house. But unlike me that taps the tree and shows the tree love, he actually pimp slaps the tree and say, yeah, hold me up, bitch. And I'm sitting there going, why is this man cursing at his tree? What's wrong with him? Some years go by and my tree flourishes and his tree flourishes and the trees are right next to each other. And I started noticing that his sidewalk is ripped up a little bit. The root of the tree is tearing up his sidewalk. Well, my tree is right next to his tree. Same source of water, same source of sun, but nothing's happening to my curb. Why is that? Because my tree likes me and his tree thinks he's a piece of crap. I'm starting to think that when a tree rips up your sidewalk, it's not just the root looking for water or the root growing in a strange way. I'm starting to think it's the same way. The tree is treating you the same way the mob treats people when they don't really want to kill them, but they want to teach them a lesson, right? You've seen that when the mob, they don't really want to kill you. So what they do is they break out your windows or they slash your tires or they blow up your car or something like that just to send a message to change your behavior, right? They're like, I don't want to kill this guy, but I got to teach this guy a lesson so he'll know who he's messing with. And I'm thinking the tree's doing that. The tree's like, oh, you're going to call me names and all of that kind of crap and treat me bad. I'm going to tear up your sidewalk to let you know you mess with me. There's consequences, punk. I'm telling you right now, you got to watch your trees. You got to be good to your trees, man. When I come home and I'm eating a salad because I'm trying to lose weight, I show the salad to the tree. And one time the tree didn't like the salad because some of the salad was distant relatives of his. And I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to take this salad and I'm going to mulch it and put it into the dirt in front of you so you can reunite with your family. And the tree appreciated that. I started noticing that once I did something like that and I did that on a regular basis, I started to notice there was no more bird crap on my car because the tree was looking out for me. What did my neighbor do? He actually brought out a salad, looked at the tree and said, yeah, I'm about to eat your family, bitch. And then he drop kicked the tree and ate the salad right in front of the tree. And as he was eating the salad, looked up at the tree and said, yeah, I can hear them screaming in my mouth because it hurts when I chew them, bitch. And then he walked into the house. That sick bastard. Time goes on and a storm comes. And I'm telling you folks, it's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence, man. It's not a coincidence. What happens? My tree, not only did it not fall down, none of the leaves came off my tree. So I didn't have to rake up crap. But this bastard, the tree landed right on top of his car. Oh man. And he thought it was a coincidence. He really did. He comes outside. Oh God, my car. Oh damn. Oh God. Oh no. We got to get this tree out of here. And the tree guy comes and says, no, you really don't have to get this tree. You don't have to destroy the tree. We could actually just replant the tree deeper. He goes, all right, we'll do that. And he goes back in the house crying because he didn't make his insurance payments. And he's going to have to come out and take some of his retirement money to get his car fixed, the dumb bastard. And as he's walking to the house crying because he's got to spend some money, and I'm looking, I'm like, man, that's a shame. I'm walking away. And there's no one else outside with me. There was no one else outside with me. And I'm telling you, you're going to think I'm crazy. You're going to think I'm nuts, but I could hear something say, ha, got that bastard. And I turned around and wasn't nothing else there but the tree. I knew something was going on. And I looked at my tree and I went, did that tree just say something? And my tree said, yeah. And I went, damn, you speak English? And the tree went, I always spoke English, bro. I said, damn, not only do you speak English, but you speak English with a black American accent of somebody who lives in South Jersey. And he goes, yeah, pretty much. I said, how come you didn't fall down? I said, well, he didn't really have to fall down. I said, man, don't fall down. They might throw you away. And he went, nah, man, this guy's been eating salads in front of me and disrespecting me. I'm gonna have to mess his car up real bad. I said, so he actually fell on that guy's car on purpose? And my tree said to me, he tried to fall on the guy's car a couple of times, but he missed. So he got himself back up and fell again. He missed again and he got himself back. He just kept falling until he landed on the car. And I said, wait. I said, ho. First of all, I'm going to gloss over the fact that you speak English, right? You mean to tell me that tree literally was able to pick itself back up? Oh yeah, we could all do that. Trees can actually pick themselves up. Yeah, sure. How come no one knows that? Well, you know, we don't really need you to know that. So let me get this straight, Tree. You can literally, can you walk? Yeah. What? Oh, you thought it was pollination? No. See, we let leaves fall off us. You rake them up. You think you throw them away. And then the leaf just actually literally just leaves the trash dump and goes and plants itself somewhere. That's not what they taught us in science class. That's because that's not what we wanted you to know. I mean, you know, if you knew we could walk, would you bring us water? Probably not. Would you bring us food? No. Actually, I wouldn't. Exactly. If somebody was going to do something, you could fool someone stupid enough to do something for you. Would you do it yourself? You realize that I now know you can walk. Yeah, but you're not going to tell anybody anything. And why wouldn't I? You just saw what happened in his car, right? Oh, damn. Yeah. Your secret's safe with Dimitri. Oh, I know it is. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, you were nice to me. I like the way you packed me in and say all nice stuff. But, now that you know so much, human, you know, we're going to have to, we might have to silence you. Whoa. I'm not telling them no secret. I swear I will not tell you secrets. I know. But you know what, human? I'm going to need you to do something for me. What's that? I'm going to need you to stop eating salads. Yeah, but I got to lose this weight. Okay, I'm going to give you the type of salads you can't eat. I'm going to write down the type of salads that are not related to me. You can write to, excuse me, the simple fact that I'm talking to you in English and you know that I can actually walk, that's not as shocking as the fact that I can write. I mean, don't you think shouldn't you just assume that I have these abilities now? Yeah, pretty much. So the tree writes down the type of salads that contain salad that aren't related to him. And I promised my tree that I would never eat another salad that had contained lettuce related to him. And we've had a harmonious relationship since then. Granted, the tree let a couple of birds crap on my car and I went out to ask it why. And then the tree said, I'm a girl, dude. And I went, oh, I shouldn't have just assumed him. Well, because my voice is deep, you assumed that I was a dude. And I went, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I'm pissed off. And I said, well, now that I know you're a girl, I want to let you know right now. What is that? That you're very beautiful. Thank you. And then I went over and hugged the tree. And the tree hugged me back. And as I walked away from the tree, I noticed that the tree had a nice ass. So later on that night, I came back outside and I banged the tree. Well, are you laughing at me, people? Are you laughing at me? You think that I'm making all of this up, huh? Well, I'm telling you right now, my tree can speak English. My tree does know how to write, and my tree can walk, and I banged my tree. And I'll be honest with you, with some good banging, right? And if you never banged a tree, you shouldn't judge me, okay? All right? All right? Act like I'm weird or something, right? Just because you don't know the joys and the pleasures of tree banging doesn't mean that, okay, this got weird. I wonder if the tree is listening to this podcast. I'm just kidding. I mean, I know the tree could actually speak English. It can walk, it can write, and it has it's really, really fun to bang. But I'm pretty sure it can't hear this podcast. I'm cool. But my neighbor can hear this. What's he gonna do? You know, if he opens his mouth, the tree will land on his ass. Well, anyway, folks, listen, I'm just glad the storm is over. So if I have any listeners here on the East Coast, I'm hoping that everything worked out with you. I'm hoping that you didn't suffer any wind damage, and I'm hoping that no trees landed on your house or anything like that. But if a tree landed on your house or a tree landed on your car, when you replant the tree, and you better, because if you try to not put the tree there, like I said, they walk. Some tree will show up at your house and kick your ass, and just put another tree there. Trust me, you don't want no problems. But just be nice to your trees, man. You know, be nice to your trees. All right, I'm nice to my tree. Storm comes, no problem. All right, you know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you. I mean, now that I've actually put the tree secrets out there, I'm telling you right now, you better be nice to your houseplants. I'm telling you, I'm serious. I'm not kidding. I'll put it to you this way. When you are telling your deepest, darkest secrets, do you ever take into consideration that your houseplants are right in the room with you? Did you ever think of that? Do you know the disgusting crap that your houseplants have overheard? Well, here's another quick thing to ask you. When you're in the bedroom getting it on with your sweetie, do you have any houseplants in the room with you? I got news for you. This is okay. I'm spilling all the tea, as the kids say. I'm spilling all the tea. You know, some of them sex tapes that celebrities have had leaked out about them. It's not been them, and it's not even been the people who run the hotel. It's the plants, my friend. When you go into your house, go to all of your potted plants and dump them out. You may find a recorder in there. I'm telling you right now, house plants are pieces of crap. The other day I'm walking through the room and I'm telling you right now, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I forgot to water one of the plants and I was about to leave and I heard one of them call me the N-word. And I walked back in. I said, what did you just say? And they're going to act like it's just a plant and can't talk. I'm like, look, first of all, the jig is up, jackasses. I know the trees can talk and I know the trees can walk and I know that trees can write. And then the plant said, damn, trees don't know how to shut the hell up. And then it apologized for calling me the N-word and I watered it. I just realized something. I've gone about 27 hours without sleep because I was working on another project and, I'm not really remembering what I just said in this podcast so far. So if I said anything weird right now, I just want to let you know that this is all based on the lack of sleep. And that's my message for the beginning of this podcast, my friend. Don't go too long without sleep or you'll hallucinate about plants talking and calling you the N-word and trees falling on your stuff on purpose because I'm starting to feel a little weird right now. I need to take a nap. I need to take a nap. You know what? No, I'm going to soldier on. I want to make a shout out to somebody that I know is probably listening to me right now. And I know it's not a good idea when you've been awake for 27 hours to record a podcast because you have no idea what you're going to be talking about in the podcast. But that's okay, man. That's okay. I'm going to keep it real. I got a nephew out in Texas right now. Hi, nephew in Texas. I'm not going to say your name. But I know you're listening and you're in the car with your friend. I get it. And I want to tell some embarrassing stories about my nephew. And don't you even think about fast forwarding, punk. You shut up and take it. I'll be honest with you, nephew in Texas. It's more about me than you. It really is more about me than it is about you. You know, it's more about me seeing you, become a grown-up dude and how cool it was, somebody, to see somebody whose diaper I used to change as a grown-up dude being a good dad to his kid. You know what I mean? I think it's really, really cool. Like, I don't have any kids of my own, you know what I mean? But it's really cool to see babies that, that you were around when they were growing up turn out to be pretty good people. I say pretty good people because I don't want you to get full of you bastard. But I remember changing your diaper. That's how old. That's when you realize you're old. I remember changing your diaper. I remember when I remember being asleep and my sister would say, "Could you watch your nephew? I'm going to go shopping." I'm going, "No problem, sis." And then she leaves my nephew over there, right? And he's running around the house, knocking over stuff, running around. Playing ColecoVision, which was the gaming console at that time. And he's sitting in my lap and we're playing the game. And it was time for him to stop playing the game and eat. And he didn't want to eat. And he's flipping out like a little punk and whining and crying like a punk. And I had to drag him away from the game. He was a pain in the neck. And I remember how much fun it was to play with the baby and hug the baby and kiss the baby. It was just a great thing. It was fun, And now I'm an older guy and you see that the person used to walk around carrying around all the time. All of a sudden, this person has a baby of their own. God, it's weird. I remember changing your diapers, dude. I mean, that's, because the thing is, he's not the first, because you change other diapers, you change, because there was a bunch of girls at the time, cousins of girls, and you change their diapers. And it's different when you change a girl's diaper because you don't have the same level of hazard when you're changing the girl's diaper as you do when you're changing the boy's diaper. You know what I'm talking about. right? When you change a girl's diaper, if there's a problem, they just kind of spray in front of them right into the diaper. You don't really got to do anything. You just go, oh crap, he done done what you got to do, spraying into this diaper. Now I got to get another diaper. It's not a big deal. It's not a big hazard, but it's a hazard when you're changing the boy's diaper. Yes, it is. Because I remember changing my nephew's diaper and I wasn't paying attention. And I looked down at him and I know him well enough to know that look in his face. He had the diaper under him and I was about to close the diaper down, right? And I got distracted by something on TV and I looked back at him and I saw that look on his face and there was something inside me that says, you better watch out. You know what he's about to do. And here comes the stream. And I slam the diaper down real quick and catch it. And I'm going, you tried to pee on your uncle. That is disgusting. You tried to pee on your uncle. I can't believe it. The girls never tried to pee on me. And you often than I am willing to change the girls' diapers. I can't believe that you tried to pee on me. I looked down on him and he's laughing. And that was really, I was like, can't believe you tried to do that. Right? So I took that diaper off because he peed all over it. I put the new diaper on. I seal the new diaper down. I put the new, I fastened down the diaper and I'm going, there you go, man. I got this nice fresh diaper on you. Everything's great. And then he looks up at me and goes, oh, thanks a lot, Uncle. I really appreciate that, man. Look, it was great visiting you here, man. I gotta go. I gotta drive to the airport and, fly back to Texas, cause my baby's, having a party for the baby. A woman, let me hold on there. Cause let me get my smartphone out. And he got up and I'm going, dude, I gotta be honest with you. I'm glad that you came to visit and everything, but I think, I think we were at the point now where I think that you're old enough where I shouldn't have to be changing your diapers anymore, man. I mean, you're using a smartphone and you're a grown man now. You got your own child and your woman in Texas. And this is kind of weird, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, you literally went up to the bathroom and shaved and then you left the bathroom, came downstairs and sat on the table and had me change your diaper. That's just weird, man. I think that doesn't make any sense. You're too old for this crap. And he goes, hey man, look, I'm trying to save some time. While you were changing my diaper, I was doing some business deals on my smartphone. And I said, yeah, but from now on, I think at this age, I think it's only right that from now on, you pee in the toilet because these huge adult diapers are kind of expensive. It ain't like you brought your own diapers. I mean, it's bad enough I got to change the diaper for you, but do you have me to have a supply of adult diapers here to check? I said, come on, man. And he said, you know what? You're right. You're right. I'm too old for you to be changing my diapers. And then he drove to the airport and went back to Texas. That's embarrassing. I was like, come on, man. This is embarrassing. Sorry I had to put that story out there, but this is my way of shaming you to let you know the next time you come back to the East Coast, you are to use the bathroom. I do not have any adult diapers for you and I am not changing you anymore. Come on, man. It's embarrassing. You should be ashamed of yourself being lazy. That's just damn lazy. So later on that day, I flew down to Florida to see my dad and my stepmom in Florida and, hung out with them, you know what I'm saying? And they're a good couple. They're good people, cause, but usually when I go down there, my dad changes my diaper by himself, but they both did it as a couple. And, I know what you're thinking. Well, if your nephew's too old to have his diaper changed, you're 49 years old. You're way too old to have your diapers changed. I said, well, I'm a little bit closer to actually needing my diaper changed on the other side than he is. And it's a bonding experience. When you're hanging out with your pop and the stepmom, you have to let her know what's the deal with the family. And in our family, we like our diapers changed as adults. It's a bit hypocritical of me trashing my nephew because I was still changing his diaper up to 2 weeks ago and all of that. then seeing as how I literally last week had my dad and stepmom change my diaper, but all right, if when you come back to the East Coast, I'll change your diaper one more time because I feel kind of embarrassed. I should probably end this part of the show because I embarrassed myself just now because once again, I've been awake for 27 hours and I just, You know, when you've been awake for 27 hours, sometimes weird stuff comes out of your mouth, man. Sometimes weird stuff comes out of your mouth. I know this does not sound like the normal podcast. It sounds a little weird, and it's starting to sound like a little bit of weird stuff is coming out, but I'm telling you right now, I'm okay. I know I've been awake for a long period of time, and I'm starting to say weird crap, but that's all right, man. That's all right. It's not much weirder than I say in a normal podcast episode, right? You know, so, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop this podcast because this has been 25 minutes and 13 seconds or so, or 25 minutes and whatever amount of seconds of weird crap. And I'm starting to sound like somebody who's been awake and rambling about insane hallucinations. And I am not that at all. I am completely lucid. Everything's fine. There's nothing wrong with me. So I was at the supermarket a little earlier today. And those of you folks that have been listening to this podcast when I've actually had adequate sleep and make more sense, you're familiar with Granny Sweetbutt, I'm assuming. Of course you are. And Granny Sweetbutt was in the store again. And Granny Sweetbutt has been making a power play for me to take care of business, if you understand what I'm saying. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, she wants me to bang her. And I also would like to bang her, but I would feel guilty banging her, so I'm not going to do it. Although I really do want to do it. So she sees me in the supermarket. And of course, I want to bang her, but I'm not going to. And she, of course, makes another power play. But here's the thing. She wasn't in the store by herself. You know who she was in the store with? No, it wasn't Grampy Tinkleteeth, her ex-boyfriend, who was equally as built on the guy's side as she is on the woman's side, who, of course, she got rid of because he started banging his secretary. That's a different story. Go listen to my other podcast. I'm not rehashing that, you bastards. But what she decided to do this particular time was she goes to the supermarket with a friend of hers who's roughly her age. Oh. But you know what else she was? Just as built as Granny Sweetbutt. Oh yeah. So now I'm standing there with two Granny Sweetbutts. Two of them. So what are you saying? Yes, that's what you're saying to me. Well, I want to bang both of them because they're both equally attractive, but I'm not going to do it because I would feel guilty. But here's the thing. These two friends were not actually friends. They were frenemies. You know, the kind of friends that are really friends, but sometimes kind of enemies, but they compete about things. Well, apparently Granny Sweetbutt was telling her friend, equally Granny Sweetbutt, about the king, that would be me, and about the fact that she wants to jump on top of me, and the fact that, quite frankly, I don't blame her. And her friend, all of a sudden, she is competing with Granny Sweetbutt for my attention. Granny Sweetbutt's flirting, and friend of Granny Sweetbutt is flirting. And now there's two Granny Sweetbutts flirting. Like, they're laughing like schoolgirls every time I say something that isn't even funny, which is very rare because everything I say is funny. I've been awake a long time, F y'all. And I said, hey, is this where the cereal is? Cereal! Ha 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 ha! They're both competing to laugh hard about me asking where the cereal is. That ain't funny. Right? And now all of a sudden, you know how sometimes women start doing stuff with themselves to try to make themselves look more attractive, like bending over to get things or bumping into you by accident, right? You know, you're standing there and they bend over to get something and they back their butts onto your junk. It was a lot of that. You know, I'm basically getting sexually assaulted by two attractive older women with incredible bodies. Which, quite frankly, when I was 20 years old, I've actually had that fantasy and also watched porno films with that same exact title. I don't know what porn is. So now this battle of the Granny Sweetbutts. Both of them vying for my attention. Both of them want me to give them the whopper. You know what I'm saying? They both want the king. They give them the whopper. Okay. And they're both wearing tight jeans. And I got news for you. Both of them would have got the whopper with cheese. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they would have both got those they would have got the extra fries. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they were both looking so good. I was about to give them the big soft drink. Wait a minute, that has the word soft in it. That doesn't kind of defeats the purpose. We'll stick with the Big Mac and the fries. You know, I was about to give them the Grand Slam breakfast. You know what I'm saying? They were about to get the Big Mac. You know what I mean? They were about to get the Baconzilla. I ran out of hamburgers to talk about. So now I have two Granny Sweetbutts vying for my attention. I want to bang both of them. I want to bang them as individuals. And quite frankly, there's a part of me that would like to bang them simultaneously, but they're competing, so that can't happen. At least I haven't figured out how to get it done. I'm going to give it some thoughts. And it's really, really uncomfortable. I'm looking at both of them, and if they're basic, and the only reason I got away from both of them was because they both started to argue with each other, trying to pretend like they're arguing about something else, but they're really arguing about who gets the king. And while they're fighting, I kind of ease out of the aisle, go to the counter and buy my stuff and leave. I'm a good person. You know what I mean? I'm a good person. Like I said, they're two attractive older ladies, and I know for a fact that if I was to take one of them, or either one of them, or both of them, and if the king gave them the Whopper with cheese and the extra fries, I tell you right now, I wouldn't be able to stop them from pulling up to the drive-thru on a regular basis. You understand what I'm saying? And by that I mean, I would nail them real good, and they'd keep coming back around, wanting me to nail them often. You figured it out. I didn't have to be that blunt. Sorry. Only reason I say that is because I've been in that situation before. If you're a nice guy, people always talk about how nice guys finish last, and nice guys can't get the girl, nice guys this and nice guys that, nice guys this and nice guys that. And in some instances it's true. Nice guys do finish last if you pick a girl that's a piece of crap. If you pick a lady that makes some sense, you don't finish last. You don't. But I also know what it's like when there's somebody pursuing you that strong, and then you give them the Whopper, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, damn, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have given her the Whopper with cheese. I shouldn't have thrown them extra onions on them, because she's going to keep coming back to the drive-thru, right? You can't even put up a going on vacation sign, because she'll just park the car right there waiting for the business to open back up, because once she's had the Whopper, she wants more of the damn Whopper, and I don't blame her. I've had that happen before, right? I know what it's like to have somebody sitting on your porch when you're coming back from a gig and you're trying to figure out what the hell's going on. You're like, what are you doing here? It's 3:00 in the morning. You were with that bitch, weren't you? And I'm going, well, I was with that bitch. First of all, we met after a show. You basically finagled yourself back to my hotel room. I let you in. I jumped on top of you and gave you the Whopper with cheese and the fries, right? And you were the one that told me you just wanted to have one meal and go about your business. You said you the one that said that you didn't want regular Whopper. You just wanted some of the Whopper once and some fries and maybe some chicken nuggets in the morning. And then you left, and I'm thinking, okay, it was great giving her the Whopper and the chicken nuggets before she left. That's cool. I'm okay with that. No problem. I have an unlimited supply of Whoppers and stuff. That's not a big deal. So you give her the Whopper, you give her the Whopper, you give her the Whopper. Yeah, I gave her the Whopper 3 times. And then in the morning, I gave her the chicken nuggets. Hey, I'm not as young as I used to be. I only got 3 Whoppers in me. After that, you can get some chicken nuggets and maybe an apple slice. That's all I got for you after the 3 Whoppers. You got to give me a few hours after the 3 Whoppers. Then I can turn on the Whopper machine again. But that's none of your business. Shut up. Don't judge me. I'm not young. Shut up. Anyway. So I give her a Whopper, right? And I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. She don't even know where I live in the first place. Unfortunately, I'd forgotten that I had done an interview on the radio station and told people the city that I lived in. And unfortunately, I'm very popular in that city, and it was really easy to find out where I lived because the people that knew where I lived are morons. And now all of a sudden, Nutcase McGee's on there, and she's got a big piece of paper, and it's an unlimited supply of Whoppers. And I thought she only wanted the one. Well, actually, I gave her 3 Whoppers. I figured that was enough. And then she's the one that said she didn't want to order no more Whoppers, even though she loved the Whopper. So sometimes you give them the Whopper with cheese, you give them the fries and the drink. I'm not going to say soft drink because you know why. And then you give them that, and then all of a sudden they wonder, I could not go through that again. Especially since there's now 2 of them. Imagine you give one the Whopper and then the other person hears about the Whopper and that one wants the Whopper, and you whop the both of them, and both of them come. You can't have 2 people come to the drive-thrus at the same time, okay? All right. Come on now. I ain't trying to get stalked. I mean, again. So that's why I'm hiding away from Granny Sweetbutt. As much as I would like to give Granny Sweetbutt the Whopper with cheese, the big fries and the drink, I know what would happen. You can tell when somebody's a little bit nuts around the edges. You can tell. You can look at the face and realize this lady is going to bust out my windows, and I don't want my windows busted out. So that's why because you idiots keep writing. I'm sorry I said idiots, not all of you, but there's a lot of you that write to me and you're cool. But I shouldn't even say the ones that write this stuff are idiots, but what you're saying is idiotic. You should just nail that broad, man. You should just first of all, no, you don't call women broads in the first place, dummy. But you should, if I was you, shoot, you said she looked good. You said she got a nice butt, nice boobs, and a body slamming. Man, I don't know what's wrong with you, man. You too nice, man. Yo, man, I love your show, man. You know, I love your show. I listen to your podcast, all that. I subscribe to your podcast and all that. I tell my friends to listen. You know, I got you a lot of new listeners myself. But I mean, I'm going to keep it 100 with you, man. You know, I know she's a little bit older than you and all of that, and you trying to keep it funky and all of that. Man, she got ass like you say she got ass, and she got titties like you say she got titties, man. I'm telling you right now, I'll take her old ass to my house, and I'll bust that thing. I'll take it back to my house, and I'll give it I'll smash you, man, and I'll take it back to my house, and I'll bang it, tear it up, and I'll take it back to my house, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'll take it back to my house, I'll smash it up, man, you know what I mean? By the time I got finished with that old chick, man, I'll be smashing, man, and then I'll take it back to my house and bust her up, man. I take that up, man. I put her denture grip. I've been there, right? I'll give it to her so good, her teeth would fly out and land in the glass, right? You know what I'm saying? I give it to her so good, man. She forget what year it is, man. I bang her so good, she be singing on Negro spirituals, man. I give it to her so deep, man. When I give it to the woman, man, you know what I mean? That old woman will be able to handle all this, man. I smash that old woman, man. I tear that old woman up. That old woman don't know. You know what I'm saying? I mean, she may be old and all that, but you know, I've done it before, man. I smashed old women before, man. I smashed them all, man. Some of them old women be giving up, got some good stuff, man. You don't understand, man. You never had some of that old stuff, man. I smash it up, man, and I smash it, get, and that's just like one dude. And they're not all graphic. Sometimes you get an email. Listen, Miss Anthony, I understand that, you know, you don't want to take advantage of the lady by using her physicality for your own pleasure. But you have to understand something. As consenting adults, and she's obviously a consenting adult. You said she's old. I mean, you're a consenting adult. You're 49, and she's a few years older than you, and you say she's still very, very attractive. You know, unless I mean, if it's a situation where you still want to have children and maybe you want to date someone younger than yourself so you can still have children, I can understand that. But the thing is, you have to understand the pleasures of an older woman. I mean, they're more mature. They know what they want in life. You know, and there's something, I mean, you don't have to explain things to her, she, and you really just, you have to realize that you're missing out on something. I mean, even if you have to understand something, as Anthony, just because a relationship doesn't work out doesn't mean that you should not enjoy the company and the pleasures of this lady. And I mean, she may be older than you want to date normally, even though you obviously find her very attractive. But what you need to do is enjoy her and enjoy yourself and just enjoy the enjoyness of the joyness. Enjoy, joy. P.S. One more thing. It's really me, man. I put on that fake ass voices for you. I had to take that old broad back to my house, man, and I blow that butt up and them boobies. I'm slurp them boobies and get on her butt and do stuff to her butt and boobs and butts and boobs, butts, boobs, butt, boobs, butt, boobs, butt, I smash and put my thing and I take my thing and I put it in her stuff and I put my stuff in her thing and put my thing between her stuff and do stuff to her stuff and my stuff and her stuff and we stuff and bang it. But that's just the thing, man. I mean, would I like to bend her over and take care of business? Sure. Could I bend her over and take care of business? Sure. Does she look extremely good? Sure. And now that I've met her friend, I've had the exact same feelings about her friend. I'd like to bend her over and take her to Funky Town also, but I'm not the kind of guy that uses women just to get off. I don't do that. Okay? I don't do that when they're older, and I don't do that when they're younger, because it's really weird to be this age, because the older ladies want to jump on top of you. And here's the funny thing. Now, out of nowhere, and I don't know when this started. Actually, I do know when it started. It started right when I hit about 45 years old. All of a sudden, now 23 and 24 and 25-year-old women are all up there. And I talked about this before. I have now become what they say to me in quotes, Yeah, you old, but you kind of cute. And damn, with them dimples, you could still get it. Damn, you old, but you cute. But with them dimples, you could still get it. You know how many times I've heard some variant of that? And there's always some super hot woman with, it looks like she should be on some damn, actually they probably are on Instagram. I just didn't pursue anything. And I'm sitting there going, it's really weird. The really young ones, I could jump on top of them, but I'm not going to do it because, I got news for you. The older ones, I don't want to get stalked. The younger ones, the older ones will stalk you by being annoying. The younger ones will blow your house up. I ain't even trying that because, like I said, I already know what it's like to have somebody sitting on your porch. You with that bitch, ain't you? And I'm like, I nailed you once 3 months ago. And I say nailed because, quite frankly, that was your phraseology. You're kind of funny. Let's go back to your hotel room so you can nail me. Jesus Christ. All right, whatever. I make the sacrifice and give back to the community. So now the young ones are the same way, and I'm not going to use them just to use them either. I'm just not going to do it. Yo, man, this is Anthony, man. This is a letter that hasn't been written yet, but we definitely will be written after this episode airs. Man, if I was you, man, and them young ones came on to me, man, I'd take that young one back to my house and I'd put it on, and I'd smash it, and I'd blow her up, and I'd put it down, and I'd smash it, and I'd put my stuff up in her stuff, and put my stuff between her stuff, and I'd grab her stuff and slurp her stuff, and I'd take her back to my house, and I'd smash her up and blow her up and bust her up and smash her down and bust her up and blow her down and bust her up and smash and smash and smash and crush and smash and kill and smash and destroy and put the stuff in her stuff and bang out. You are a sick bastard. You men make me sick. Now, as Anthony, I'm going to say right now, don't let these bastards write in and try to make you feel bad about not using women. You do not need to use women like that. You're a good man. And you should not use women just for your own disgusting sexual pleasure. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud that I'm a listener of yours, that you don't use women like that. And you don't use women for your own sexual gratification. You just don't want it. Please write me back. Okay. Thank you very much for your kind letter that hasn't been written yet. I really appreciate the kind words. You're right about that. I absolutely will not be using women because I'm not that kind of disgusting pig to try to use women for my own gratification. Send. 5 minutes later. By the way, this is really Granny Sweetbutt. Is there any chance that you can bang me and my friend and then we could go crazy and burn your house down? Oh, I'm blocked. So folks, listen, I like I said, I've been awake for 28 hours straight. I don't know if that's healthy. I really don't remember anything I said in this podcast. I'm hoping it doesn't come across too crazy because I'm going to get some sleep right after I upload this. And, hopefully I didn't say anything too embarrassing in my sleepy, drowsy way. Folks, as it turns out, I'm, actually kind of falling asleep right now. I think being awake this long has finally caught up to me. Oh God. Oh, ooh, yeah. Maybe I don't know when I'm going to upload this. It may come out on this normal day on Sunday, but I think I really need to take a nap. This has been the S. Anthony Says podcast, episode number 309. If you like this podcast, please follow me on social media. Let me get this pillow ready. Oh God. Ooh, I am so tired. On Twitter, I have two Twitter locations for me specifically. Oh boy, I'm tired. For me specifically, it's at S. Anthony Thomas. For this podcast, it's at S. Anthony Says. You already know the email is talktosanthony@gmail.com, talktosanthony@gmail.com. This podcast is heard everywhere, my friends. Stitcher Radio, TuneIn Radio, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Man, it's everywhere. Everywhere that a podcast is played, this podcast is played, and I'm there, as you know. The home base for this podcast is santhonysays.podbean.com. Oh boy. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to stay awake through the rest of this goodbye, because, now that I told you where I am on social media, I'm on, Facebook. If you go to Facebook and type in S. Anthony Says into the search box, you'll find my fan page. Huh? What? Huh? Did I finish the podcast? No? Oh, I was still taping? Oh, hold on. Oh, how far did I get? Let me just finish the intro. The outro, sorry. Anyway, I'm also on Instagram. Of course, you can look my name up as Anthony Thomas there. And, oh, God. Hit my head on the desk. Oh, shit, I'm still recording. Listen. God, how long was I out? 6 seconds. Yeah, that's not enough to get me back to normal. Folks, I'm going to say goodbye now so I don't hit my head on the desk again from falling asleep. Whatever you do, if you're recording a performance piece for, people that listen, make sure you get some adequate rest first. You're going to fall asleep in the middle of it and hit your head on the desk. It's been fun doing, I don't know what episode this is, cause I'm half asleep. And also I hit my head rather hard on the desk. I think it's episode 309. Whatever you do, thanks for listening. Tell your friends, listen to the podcast. I'm going to say goodbye the way I always say goodbye. I want you to say it with me. I am tired. You ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. S. Anthony. Out.